Everyone's been talking about, and I wanted to cover it yesterday, but I didn't. I ran out of time. About the article, trial balloon for a coup. I believe is the title of the article, and they use the image of the day after tomorrow. So this is an article on Medium, and it's by I got to get the author's name, and I'll get the name and mention it. So anyway, the article is basically took a look at the news for the last 24 hours, and I'm sorry, the last week, and he tried to put together a theory of what we can expect from Trump and what their agenda is. Matter of fact, this article is so viral. All I have to do is type in trial, and it comes up trial balloon for a coup. This is how big the article was. Matter of fact, the dude went from, not that this is relevant at all, but he went from like 8,000 followers on Twitter to like 30,000 people overnight. So it's a great article in the sense, Jonathan Zunger. Okay, now I can talk about it. I wanted to give credit where credit is due. So Jonathan Zunger on Medium, he wrote the article, and what he's doing is he's combining all the facts, and he believes that these 5 or 4 facts paint a picture of a coup, and this is what he believes Donald Trump is instituting. He said, quote, Trump was indeed perfectly honest during the campaign. He intends to do everything he said and more. This should not be reassuring. Number 2, the regime's main organizational goal right now is to transfer all effective power to a tight inner circle, eliminating any possible checks from either the federal bureaucracy, Congress, the courts, departments are being reorganized and purged to effect this. Number 3, the inner circle is actively probing the means by which they can seize unchallenged power. Yesterday's move should be read in the first part of that, blah, blah, blah. And number 4, the aims of crushing various groups, Muslims, Latinos, the black and trans communities, academics, and the press are very much primary aims of the regime and are likely to be acted on with much greater speed than was earlier suspected. The secondary aim of personal enrichment is also very much in play, and clever people will find ways to play these two together. All right, so it was super viral. I will say this. His observations are spot on. This is what's happening. Does it add up to an actual coup? I think that portion may be irrelevant. And hear me out before you flip your lid. Even if they are not intentionally going after a coup, their actions really indicate that they are looking for a power grab at a minimum. And I read a really great rebuttal to this article because they were saying every action, they were talking specifically about the trial balloon, every action that the author interpreted as aggressive and hostile could very well be a signal of weakness in Donald Trump. Now, I want to delineate between Donald Trump and Steve Bannon because I don't think there's anything weak about Steve Bannon's agenda. I think Donald Trump's weakness is he's just feckless and imbecilic and doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Therefore, he has to follow whatever Steve Bannon is telling him, right? So the rebuttal to this article was by Trumpinski, and it was at tompinski.com. I said that name so wrong. It's Tom Pepinski. TomPepinski.com. It's a great rebuttal, and it takes a look at all of the evidence and gives you a historical academic reasoning and explanation of why this doesn't mean that Donald Trump is trying to institute a coup. Not defending Donald Trump, but it could be all of these things are happening because he's A, feckless, and 2, weak. Now, taking both of those 2 articles together, the actual trial balloon and the rebuttal, I think it doesn't matter whether or not Trump is weak or whether or not he's actually going after a power grab because the people around him are going after a power grab. Steve Bannon has an agenda. We don't really know if that agenda is so robust that he wants to fundamentally change the structure, or if he even can fundamentally change the structure of America in order to suit his goal. However, they're making the attempt. Marco Rubio, senator from Florida, was trying to get clarification on the immigration ban, refugee ban, whatever the hell you're calling it these days. And he was told by the Department of Homeland Security that they were not to answer questions to Congress, from Congress. Like, that is exactly what this author was talking about, right? There are no checks and balances. The federal court judge issues a stay, and the Department of Homeland Security has gone headlong and said, we're going to carry out Trump's wishes anyway. I think at this point, I'm falling on the side. Like, I didn't really have my mind made up before I started talking about this, but just talking it through with you, I'm thinking I'm on the side of the original article, trial balloon for a coup, right? And whether or not in their minds they're trying to institute a coup is irrelevant. The sum total of your actions creates an executive branch that has zero checks and balances, that is not accountable to the judiciary and not accountable to Congress. And the most amazing thing about this is how excitingly happy Republicans are for this. See, this is this asymmetrical warfare I'm telling you we are in, this political war that we're in. Republicans, no matter, Obama could have gone and laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier, and they would accuse him of being a demagogue, Hitler slash authoritarian. No matter what Obama did. And so what does Obama do? He capitulates and plays as nice as he could, doesn't do anything aggressive, doesn't do anything too brash because he doesn't want to be seen as an angry black man. He doesn't do anything to help the black community expressly because he's not the president of black America. He's a president of all America. You know, we don't have black America. We don't have white America. We have the United States of America, all that jazz, right? Meanwhile, no matter what docile, timid, spineless move he makes, like going and pushing for the Affordable Care Act, which is a Republican, that's his signature achievement, and it's a Republican legislation, he was opposed by the Republicans as though he was Hitler himself. And now they turn around and support this man, this administration, because it's more than Donald Trump, this administration that has ignored a federal judge, several federal judges, who has ignored requests for clarification from Congress, who has completely dismissed the checks and balances built into our Constitution, and Republicans are celebrating it. I swear, oh my God, when we have primaries again, the next Democratic quote unquote star, if they don't have a backbone of steel, if they don't have the gall of Samuel L. Jackson in every movie he plays, what's the name of the movie where it says, say it again, motherfucker, say it one more time. If they don't have the backbone and the gall and the roughness to gut these people, I mean, gut them and leave them bleeding on the ground, politically speaking, like Negan did the boy on the mid-season finale. If they don't have the courage to go in politically with guns blazing and just take no prisoners, they don't deserve to be in the conversation. I'm sorry, even Bernie Sanders is too timid for this fight that we're in right now. I just read on Twitter while we were talking, I read his statement talking about Gorsuch has to explain his position. No, Bernie, Gorsuch don't have to explain shit. Just oppose him. Oppose him 100%. No questions, no prisoners. He's got to be opposed. Where are the fighters at? When y'all find them, let me know.
The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.thebenjamindixonshow.com to register for our blog, join the Progressive Army, and support The Benjamin Dixon Show.
It's Ben Dixon!
If you like this episode, be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Consider becoming a Patreon. Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show and support The Benjamin Dixon Show.